So if you open a weather app on your phone, right, and you see a dark rain cloud icon, you grab an umbrella. It's incredibly simple.
Right, very transactional.
Exactly. You are preparing for an external binary condition. It's either going to be wet or it's going to be dry. But what happens when you open an astrological forecast for a specific day, let's say June 10th, 2026, and it essentially tells you that the entire economic and social ecosystem relies on you specifically keeping your mouth shut at work today?
Yeah, the cosmos are definitely demanding a lot more from you than just remembering an umbrella. You're stepping out of that simple binary forecast and into this deeply interconnected web of, well, human behavior.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are immersing ourselves in a really fascinating piece of source material. We have our hands on a highly specific, detailed astrological forecast, a Rashi fall mapping out a single distinct date, June 10th, 2026.
And this covers all 12 zodiac signs, right? From Aries to Pisces.
It does. But, if you're tuning in hoping we're just going to read a laundry list of 12 isolated fortunes so you can just skip to your own sign, you're going to be disappointed.
Oh, absolutely. Reading just your own sign is kind of like looking at one gear in a watch and thinking you know what time it is. You miss the machinery.
Yeah.
If you only look at the isolated prediction for your sun sign, you are completely blind to the larger currents shaping the day.
Right. So our mission today is to essentially take the back off that watch. We are going to synthesize these 12 separate predictions to map out the overarching hidden machinery of Juneteenth.
Which is super interesting when you look at it all together.
It really is. We're looking for the patterns in career momentum, the strange ways money is flowing, and the interpersonal friction that makes the whole system tick. So let's start where most of us spend the bulk of our day, which is the workplace.
Right, the 9 to 5.
Yeah, and it's fascinating how heavily the cosmos are pushing a very specific subset of signs into the spotlight today. I mean, there is a massive surge in professional visibility happening.
The sheer volume of forward momentum in the professional sphere it's what stands out immediately in the data. We aren't looking at one isolated lucky break here.
No, not at all.
We're looking at a chorus of signs experiencing very specific high visibility career acceleration.
So let's break down the mechanics of that acceleration. Aries, for example, is forecasted to see explicit recognition for their efforts, which unlocks new opportunities and direct financial gains.
Right.
Then you look at Leo. The forecast points to a notable spike in confidence and leadership capacity for Leo, which directly translates into business profit opportunities.
And look at the causality there, too. Because for Leo, the astrological catalyst isn't, a magical bag of money appearing on their desk.
Right.
The catalyst is an internal shift. It's a spike in confidence. And confidence in a business setting is essentially the absence of hesitation.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so when Leo stops hesitating, they take the lead, they pitch the client, they make the decision, and that is what creates the profit opportunity.
That makes a lot of sense. The internal shift drives the external result. But then you have Cancer, where the mechanism is entirely different.
Totally different.
Right. For Cancer, new career pathways are opening up, but it's explicitly bolstered by strong support from friends and colleagues. They aren't lone wolfing it like Leo. They are being elevated by their network.
Exactly. And then Capricorn is operating on yet another frequency entirely. For Capricorn, on Juneteenth, their sheer personality is heavily impacting others. That gravitational pull is what brings them clear signals of success and respect today.
It really feels like these signs are surfing a massive, perfect wave that the universe just served up. But that surfing metaphor actually brings up a serious question for me.
Okay, what's that?
Well, if you are an Aries, a Leo, a Cancer, or a Capricorn on this day, and the wave is right there, does this alignment mean you should aggressively paddle to catch it, or do you just sit on your board and let the wave carry you? Because there's a risk of wiping out if you push too hard, isn't there?
I mean, there is always a risk of wiping out. But the forecast is simply indicating that the conditions for success are optimal. The ocean is providing the wave, but you still have to execute.
Right, you have to actually surf.
Exactly. If Leo gets that surge of confidence but chooses to sit on the couch and watch television, the profit opportunity never materializes.
Okay, so what about a sign like Pisces? The forecast says Pisces is having an exceptionally auspicious day overall, career progress, and a highly beneficial meeting with an important person that will positively impact their future.
Yeah, a crucial meeting.
But that sounds incredibly passive to me. Like they're just going to bump into a CEO at a coffee shop or something.
Well, it sounds passive until you consider the preparation required for a beneficial meeting to actually impact your future.
Oh.
Right. If Pisces walks into that meeting unprepared, unfocused, or carrying a negative attitude, the meeting happens, sure, but the benefit doesn't.
Ah, I see.
The universe provides the spotlight, the important person is in the room, but Pisces still has to step onto the stage and deliver.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And we also have Virgo, which is a really interesting case study here. Juneteenth is marked as a highly auspicious day, specifically for students and employees under Virgo who are going to be handed new responsibilities.
Right, new responsibility.
Now, I don't know about you, but getting handed new work doesn't always feel like a blessing.
No, it usually feels like a burden in the moment, definitely.
Yeah.
But astrologically, those new responsibilities are a test of readiness.
Yeah.
It's the universe expanding their capacity. It's not just busy work. It's the structural foundation for their next level of career growth.
But you can't have a functioning society where literally everyone is just expanding their capacity, taking the spotlight, and surfing massive waves of recognition.
No, it would be chaos.
Right. Someone has to actually manage the tangible resources that all this career momentum is generating. Which brings us to the material reality of Juneteenth. How is the money actually moving today?
Well, career success and material wealth are intimately linked, obviously, but they are governed by very different energies in this particular forecast.
How so?
The way resources are flowing, or in some cases being restricted, is highly specific. Look at Taurus and Sagittarius.
Yeah, their forecast is fascinating because it describes a very particular kind of wealth generation. For Taurus, luck is on their side, but specifically, stalled work is finally going to be completed, leading to investment gains.
Exactly, stalled work.
And Sagittarius is experiencing almost the exact same energy. Strong wealth gains marked by the return of stalled or held up money.
The psychology of stalled money is profound. I mean, this isn't a lottery win.
No, it's a rubber band effect. It's energy, or in this case capital, that has been pulled back, building massive tension. And suddenly on June 10th, the tension breaks and it snaps forward into completion.
Yes. We're talking about the delayed invoice that finally gets paid, or the inheritance stuck in probate that suddenly clears.
Or the client who has been dodging emails for 6 months suddenly signing the contract.
Exactly. And while Taurus and Sagittarius are experiencing the release of that financial tension, Libra is over here set to receive good news, specifically related to physical, tangible assets. The forecast explicitly mentions property or vehicles.
So the wealth is materializing into steel and concrete for Libra, but, and here's where the forecast gets complicated.
Always a catch.
Right. While Taurus and Sagittarius are having their bottlenecks unblocked and Libra is acquiring property, Aquarius is explicitly warned to avoid unnecessary expenses today. And Virgo, who we just talked about getting all those great new career responsibilities, is advised to make financial decisions very carefully. Why the massive discrepancy on the exact same day?
You have to think of astrology as an economic ecosystem. If all 12 signs were experiencing a financial windfall and aggressively spending, investing, and buying property on the exact same day,
The entire system would overheat.
exactly, you'd have massive inflation of energy.
Oh, wow. So the cosmos is acting like a central bank, cooling down certain sectors to keep the whole economy stable.
That's a perfect way to look at it. Aquarius and Virgo are being asked to act as the grounding wires on June 10th. Their caution creates a necessary balance.
Yeah.
And Virgo's situation is particularly revealing. They're getting new career responsibilities, which in the real world usually implies a promotion or more income.
Right, usually.
Yet they are told to be extremely careful with financial decisions.
That implies they might be getting the title and the work, but the budget is tight. Or maybe they need to prove they can handle the responsibility before the actual raise comes through.
Exactly. It's a career expansion that requires financial conservatism. It forces Virgo to be strategic rather than impulsive.
So auspicious doesn't automatically mean spend freely.
Definitely not. Sometimes the most auspicious thing you can do on a given day is simply protect the assets you already have.
Which is fantastic advice for anyone listening to this, regardless of their sign. If you're feeling that urge to splurge today, maybe consider if you're supposed to be the grounding wire for your household right now.
Yeah, that's a great point.
But let's be honest with each other. You can have all the stalled money in the world snap back into your bank account and you can get promoted to CEO. But if you are miserable at the dinner table, none of it matters.
No, it doesn't.
Human connection is the actual currency of a good life.
And the material world only takes you so far. That's why the forecast for Juneteenth is highly prescriptive about our internal state and our interpersonal behavior.
It provides a very clear roadmap for how to navigate friction, doesn't it?
It really does.
The absolute poster child for navigating friction today is Gemini. The forecast states that Gemini absolutely must exercise strict control over their speech today.
Strict control.
Yes. They are going to face tension in the workplace, which they can handle, but only if they use extreme patience. Yet, in their love life, the forecast says open communication is highly beneficial.
Right.
Hold on, that sounds completely contradictory. How can Gemini be told to put a muzzle on themselves at work, but be completely open at home? Those are opposite instructions for the exact same day.
Well, it seems like a contradiction until you look at the boundary context. It highlights the profound duality of communication.
Okay, unpack that for me.
At work, the environment is fundamentally tense today. In that space, controlling speech doesn't mean Gemini should take a vow of silence. It means they need to be highly intentional.
Like they need to not send the angry email they just drafted.
Exactly. Delete the draft. Patience is their shield against an antagonistic environment. But in their love life, the boundary is secure. The environment is safe.
Ah, I get it.
In that specific context, withholding speech would actually be damaging. So open communication becomes the bridge to intimacy. The forecast is teaching Gemini that the exact same tool, their voice, can be a destructive weapon in one room and a vital connection tool in another.
Context is everything. You have to read the room. Now, contrast Gemini's intense need for internal restraint with Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio's having a very different day.
Yeah, Scorpio is forecasted to experience a massive influx of courage and valor today. This energy makes short trips profitable for them and helps them forge new business contacts, all while enjoying the backing of their spouse.
So Scorpio is pushing outward, expanding their territory, while Gemini is pulling inward, regulating their reactions.
And we see a similar inward pull with Aquarius too, right?
We do. Alongside their financial caution, Aquarius will feel a strong pull towards spiritual and religious activities today. They are advised to act with patience, and the forecast mentions they might reunite with an old friend.
It's a very reflective, almost nostalgic day for Aquarius. Taking a breath, looking backward, turning inward.
Yeah, and we also see some physical manifestations of this energy. Sagittarius, for instance, is explicitly warned not to neglect their health today.
Which tracks perfectly. We just said Sagittarius is experiencing the sudden release of all this stalled wealth. Managing that kind of sudden influx of money or work takes a physical toll.
Absolutely. You forget to eat, you lose sleep. The forecast is simply reminding them that their body isn't a machine.
Meanwhile, Cancer is forecasted to enjoy normal, stable health, allowing them to focus on those collaborative career pathways we discussed earlier.
Right.
But I want to pull back and look at the interpersonal landscape of Juneteenth from a macro perspective. Because when you look at the data, there is an overwhelming dominant theme of relationship harmony for the vast majority of the zodiac.
Yes, the forecast is incredibly positive for relationships today. Romance, trust, and family happiness are actively flourishing for Aries, Leo, Libra, Capricorn, and Pisces.
And Taurus is specifically receiving joyful family news.
Right, so we have a situation where Gemini and Aquarius are practicing extreme patience, biting their tongues, and engaging in deep emotional regulation. Meanwhile, almost everyone else in the zodiac is basking in romance, trust, and family harmony.
Wait, are those two things connected?
They are entirely connected. This is the hidden machinery of the day we were talking about.
Okay, lay it on me.
The patience and restraint being practiced by Gemini and Aquarius are the very tools required to maintain the widespread harmony being enjoyed by everyone else.
So Gemini is basically doing the emotional heavy lifting for the rest of the office.
That's the concept of emotional labor. Think about how a system works. If Gemini loses their temper at work and creates a toxic environment, or if Aquarius makes an impulsive, disastrous financial decision.
That ripple effect destroys the peace of the home for the people around them.
Exactly. By asking certain signs to process the day's friction internally and patiently, the cosmos is essentially creating a safe container. It allows the romance and trust of the other signs to flourish undisturbed.
That is a staggering way to look at it. We aren't just 12 people reading 12 different horoscopes. We are a 12-part organism. The gears have to mesh.
Yep.
Gemini absorbs the shock so Libra can have a peaceful dinner. It completely reframes how you look at a difficult day. If you're struggling, maybe you're just the shock absorber for someone you love today.
It really gives meaning to the friction, doesn't it?
It does. Which brings us to the final and frankly the most debatable part of our deep dive. The source material pulls all 12 signs together into a universal advice section.
The foundational rules of engagement for the day.
All right, It provides a master key for Juneteenth, 2026 that applies to every single person listening to this, regardless of when they were born.
Okay, let's hear it.
The forecast outlines a special message. It states that for most zodiac signs, the ultimate keys to success today are hard work, patience, and positive thinking.
Hard work, patience, and positive thinking.
Yeah, and it also outlines some very specific lucky elements. The lucky colors for the day are yellow and white, the lucky numbers are 1, 5, and 9, and the most auspicious direction is east.
Okay.
Okay, I have to stop you right there because this is where I get incredibly skeptical.
I have a feeling you might.
I mean, we just spend this entire deep dive analyzing complex mechanisms.
Yeah.
Stalled wealth, snapping forward, emotional labor, spikes in valor, cosmic meetings shaping the future. We talked about an intricate economic ecosystem.
We did.
And after all that profound machinery, the universe's ultimate special message is a cat poster hanging in a high school guidance counselor's office. Work hard and have a positive attitude.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel reductive. I get that.
It feels completely counterintuitive to astrology. If my success today is entirely dependent on me just working hard and being patient, then why did I bother looking at the planetary alignments? Why do we just map all this out if the answer is just elbow grease?
It's a completely valid frustration. But let's look at the philosophy underlying that special message. You're looking at astrology as a vending machine.
The vending machine.
Yeah, like I put in my birth date, I press the button for Juneteenth, and out pops a career promotion or a bag of money.
I mean, the forecast said Taurus gets investment gains.
It said there was a high potential for gains. Astrology at its core is a topographical map of potential energy. It outlines the terrain of the day.
Okay.
The map shows you where the gold is buried. For Pisces, the gold is in a specific meeting. For Leo, the gold is in a pitch. That is the map. But a map doesn't dig the hole.
Oh. I still have to bring the shovel.
Exactly. The specific astrological luck we've been discussing only activates if the human being brings the foundational elements to the table. Hard work, patience, and positivity are the shovel.
They are the fuel that makes the engine run.
Right. If Pisces goes to that highly beneficial meeting, but they bring a cynical attitude and haven't done the hard work to prepare the data, the astrological opportunity is completely wasted.
The universe lined up the meeting, but Pisces failed the test.
Precisely. The universe's special message isn't a cliche, it's the activation code. The universe is saying, I have set the stage perfectly for you today. I have unblocked your stalled money. I have provided the important person for you to meet.
The lighting is right. The audience is waiting. Now do your job.
Yes, do your job. The stars aren't going to do it for you. They're just telling you which direction the wind is blowing so you can adjust your sails.
And speaking of direction, that's where the lucky elements come in, right? The auspicious direction of east. The colors yellow and white. The numbers 1, 5, and 9.
Oh, definitely.
I was going to ask about those. If hard work is the real driver, why bother wearing a yellow shirt or facing east? Does the universe really care about my wardrobe?
The universe probably doesn't care about your shirt, but your subconscious absolutely does. These elements act as psychological anchors.
Psychological anchors. Okay, explain that.
When you make a conscious decision to wear a splash of yellow, or when you intentionally face east while taking a difficult phone call or making a big decision, you are engaging in a physical manifestation of an internal intention.
It's intention setting.
Exactly. It's a way of signaling to your own brain that you are awake, you are aware of the day's potential, and you are actively participating in the energy around you. It breaks you out of autopilot.
You're not just letting the day happen to you, you're collaborating with it.
That's beautifully put, yes.
That actually completely changes how I view that special message. So let's zoom out and summarize the incredibly complex map we've drawn for Juneteenth, 2026.
It's a day of intense movement, for sure.
It really is. We are looking at a day characterized by a massive unblocking of stalled energy. In the professional realm, it's about stepping out of the shadows, harnessing internal confidence, and embracing visible leadership.
And in the material realm, it's about the return of held-up resources, but functioning within a delicate economic ecosystem where signs like Aquarius and Virgo have to pump the brakes so the rest of us don't crash the car.
Right. And interpersonally, it's a day that requires immense emotional labor. We have individuals practicing deep emotional regulation and contextual awareness in how they communicate.
Which ultimately absorbs the day's friction and fosters widespread harmony for their families and partners.
It's a day of significant external progress, entirely grounded by a necessary internal discipline. Which, brings me right back to the weather app we talked about at the beginning.
Ah, yes, the simple rain or shine.
We all want a simple rain or shine answer from the universe. We want to know if today is going to be good or bad.
But the cosmos rarely deals in simple binaries.
No, it asks something much more profound of us. And as we wrap up, it leaves me with a lingering thought for you to ponder as you navigate your own life today.
What's that?
Well, if the overarching ultimate cosmic advice for a highly auspicious, astrologically significant day boils down to hard work, patience, and a positive mindset, it begs a very big question. Are the stars magically aligning to grant us success?
Or does our own relentless hard work and patience simply make us ready to finally catch the opportunities that are actually flying by us every single day?
It's the ultimate shift in perspective, moving from being a passive recipient of fate, waiting for the stars to fix your life, to becoming an active participant in your own destiny.
Well said.
So, as you head out into your own Juneteenth, wherever you happen to be standing, maybe take a moment to face east today. Perhaps wear a splash of yellow or white just to remind yourself you're paying attention.
And keep that handle with care sticker in mind if tensions rise.
Exactly. And remember to paddle hard when you finally see your wave coming. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring the world around you.